afternoon.
Coach, can you give us any more clarity about, on the two-point conversion, what happens to the clock? Is it set at 40 after a play where they review? Was there any lack of awareness there, or is it just a matter of Hainsey not snapping the ball?
Well, I just hope it had to, one time it said 25, the next time it said 20. We're looking into it right now. We'll send it in and see what they say. But we got to get the ball off. We got to be cognizant of that as a unit. We've played enough ball to where we know we got to get the ball snapped.
And then Aaron Rodgers, after the game, made a comment to Rinaldi about how the Jumbotron showed your sideline where you were selecting plays, and he gained some kind of information from that. Have you talked to your ops people about maybe not putting the camera on the sideline when you're making decisions like that?
We're meeting this afternoon.
Is this something that could have played a strategic advantage? Could have actually been a factor in them being aware of what might be coming?
I don't know. I would have to see it and talk to the people first.
Have you ever experienced anything like that on any of the other teams that you've been part of?
No.
Todd, as you look back on things, obviously there were other procedural mistakes that you talked about before the final two-point conversion, before that sequence there. When you look back now, what is the most glaring of what went wrong?
We didn't play well enough. There wasn't one thing. We didn't play well enough. We didn't score enough points. We let them get out to a fast start. You can name a number of things that could have went right that game that didn't go right. We didn't play like we played the last two games. We had more mistakes in this game than we've had the previous two games before that.
Todd, it's obvious you'll have a tremendous amount of trust in Lenny, but the other two backs, I don't think got an offensive snap. What was the reason behind that?
We got to play the other two more. When Lenny gets in the flow, we still got to play the other two more. We went in the game that way. We didn't have it a lot in the first half, but that still should not be a reason to not play the other guys, and we'll make sure that gets done.
Is it because of the fact that, you guys were playing from behind, knowing that he can be utilized in pass-catching situations? Is that part of the reason he stayed in?
Doesn't matter. We got pass catchers at the other two as well.
Todd, I know things change by the hour with this storm, but are you any closer to knowing what the plans are moving forward in terms of practicing Wednesday, Thursday, and how the team will handle it?
Right now, we're still monitoring things, but we're working things out with the league, and, we should have a decision hopefully later on today about what we're going to do.
Have they talked to you at all about possibly moving the game?
Possibly, if it gets to that.
Have you guys talked at all about evacuating here and practicing in a different location?
We're still talking about that now.
And was there anything that jumped out at you on tape that maybe you didn't initially, see when you were in the thick of things on Sunday?
No, I pretty much saw everything Sunday.
It's hard to get on a defense that's only given up 3, and then 1 touchdown and then 2. But having said that, there is the one commonality is the way you start games. Is it just a lack of discipline? Are they doing things that maybe, they're throwing you for a little bit of a loop? Or what's happening in the beginning of games where they're able to have some success on early drives?
It's not a lack of discipline or effort. We just got to be smart and hone in on our fundamentals. Sometimes our eyes are in the wrong place and trying to do too much and trying to see things. And by the time we settle down, they've gone down the field. We've talked about that. We're working on that, and we'll get better at that.
Green Bay started out by converting their first 5 third downs and then went 1 for 10 the rest of the way. Is there something you can point to for what flipped a switch there mid-game?
Well, 2 of them were busted coverages where we could have gotten off the field. We didn't get off the field. So second half, everybody settled down and honed in, and they played good football.
On the opposite side of that, you guys have had trouble converted on third down on offense. I know execution is sort of a catch-all phrase for what's going wrong, but is there a common thread in those plays that aren't working?
Yeah, just execution. We're not on the same page. We got to get on the same page there, and we definitely got to get better at that if we want to win more games.
You had mentioned that Julio could probably play this coming week. Any idea as far as Donovan Smith or Chris Godwin, how close they are?
We'll monitor practice and see where they are.
How much of what you're doing offensively is it's always based on your talent, right? But the fact that you had new, young, in some cases, offensive linemen that are just going to have to grow, you're kind of protecting them or at least doing things that they can do. Have you seen the growth? In other words, is it possible that the offense will open as these guys gain confidence and reps and playing time?
I'm not going to sit here and blame it on the rookies. They playing good football. They're making a few mistakes, but they're not the blame for everything that's going on offense. It's the offense as a total. We just got to get better at running our plays and executing overall, young guys and older guys, coaches, everybody.
You had mentioned that you're going to be meeting with the football ops people this afternoon. Do they still have access or like a recorded copy of what was shown on the Jumbotron for you guys to actually review?
I'm sure we'll take a look at it.
Okay, but that is available, it is recorded?
I'll see what they have, and we'll take a look at what they have.
Anything else?
Were you aware, it's kind of a very strange question, but I know you probably come to expect that from me, but were you aware at all at one of the goalposts? The goalpost had like this swarm of like hundreds of honeybees that had colonized it prior to the game.
Jenna, I was not aware.
You're not aware?
And now you are.